Your siblings really love. Your siblings really love. Your siblings really love rice and beans. Rice and beans. Rice and beans. I said to Laura. I said to Laura. I said to Laura, comma, in an optimistic motivation. In an optimistic motivation. In an optimistic motivation. Period. She was reading. She was reading. She was reading text messages by herself in the comfort of a hammock, comma. Her yellow flip-flops on the grass, period. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Question mark. She asked me. She asked me. She asked me, period. She wore a white blouse. She wore a white blouse. She wore a white blouse and a long orange skirt. And a long orange skirt. And a long orange skirt. But she was the color. But she was the color of an angel. Of an angel. Period. They went to college. They went to college. They went to college in Brazil. In Brazil, comma. So those are like. So those are like a Brazilian hobby. A Brazilian hobby. A Brazilian hobby for lunch. For lunch. For lunch, she told me. She told me. She told me, period. That's why the steak. That's why the steak. That's why the steak tasted different. Tasted different. Tasted different. Exclamation mark. I was all ears. I was all ears. I was all ears the entire conversation. The entire conversation. The entire conversation, comma. Which didn't last long. Which didn't last long. Which didn't last long after her brother. After her brother asked me to talk. Asked me to talk. Asked me to talk about my profession. About my profession. About my profession, period. He totally rained. He totally rained. He totally rained on my parade. On my parade. On my parade. Full stop.